from one voice to another. Hi, my name is Christofela Maryvia and I'm from SMP Negeri 1 Karangmalang. This is the story of Kartini, told not through the history book, but through the letters that led a quiet revolution. Feminism in Indonesia. Was Kartini a feminist? When people talk about feminism, they usually mention Simone de Beauvoir or Mary Wollstonecraft. But what if I told you that in a small town in Indonesia, there's a young girl who's already breaking the rules just by writing the letters? Yes, feminism didn't only start in the West, and it wasn't only confined in French or English. While women in Europe were fighting for the right to vote, Kartini, a Japanese girl, was writing about freedom, education, and dignity. Not just for women, but for her whole nation. In 1792, Mary Wollstonecraft wrote about a vindication of the rights of women, where she wrote about equality through education. And more than 100 years later, Simone de Beauvoir wrote in The Second Sex. It says, "Women aren't born, they are made." At the same time, in Indonesia, which still under Dutch colonization, Raden Ajeng Kartini was still 20 years old when she wrote those powerful letters, not to a famous scholar, but to her Dutch friend. She wrote about forced marriage, about her hunger for knowledge, and about how it felt to be a woman in a culture that often silenced her. Her words were gentle, but strong. Darkness must be fought with light. And her famous line is, "After darkness comes light." And it wasn't just a poetry, it was her quiet revolution. Feminism comes in many forms. Some people write books, and some people march in the streets. And Kartini, yes, she wrote the letters, and those letters changed the history. Because of her, Indonesia women can now speak, learn, make a choice, and they can take part in many areas of life. Today, if you can read, speak, or make your own choices, it's thanks to people like Kartini who dare to speak out. So if you're a girl, ask yourself, what voice am I using? And what silence will I break? Thank you for taking time to watch. I hope Kartini's story stays with you the way it stays with me. Until next time, bye!